You know what? I'm kind of conflicted on Endeavor. Yo, what's good? It's the boy Dude Reviews and heavy spoilers for My Hero Academia Season 6. Most of this episode focused on Hawks' backstory, which was pretty damn great to see. It starts off with Baby Hawks looking at the TV, seeing All Might once again saving the day. Just seeing that brief video clip of All Might made me really miss this old version of All Might when he had his powers, when he was at his peak. It just makes you think of the good old days. The inner dialogue with Baby Hawks talks about how, back then, he looked at heroes as these fictional beings, these people of fantasy, behind the big screen. I really liked the vibrancy of the picture being reflected onto Hawks' face and the bright contrast of the TV screen, seeing how Hawks loved seeing this quote-unquote fictional world of the heroes, but when we cut to his day-to-day dark, grim reality, the color palette is entirely washed out, reflecting what Baby Hawks and his two parents are going through. His father is very abusive to Baby Hawks, talking him down, beating him up, and that negative energy is also rubbing off onto Hawks' mother. But the reason why he's really like this is because this dude killed someone, and because of that he has to go on the run. This guy seems to rely on his wife's quirk. Her quirk seems to be two eyeballs sort of floating beside her, so I'm assuming that her quirk allows her to see into places, almost like hovering security cameras. But the dude was caught by Endeavor, and they have to go on the run because they might get caught by the police. And mate, I feel bad for Keigo's mother. This woman has gone through a lot. The abusive husband she had, struggling for money, having to raise Keigo, mate. No wonder she looks completely shattered, mate. I mean, look at the way she's designed, for crying out loud. But this is when the police and the special organization confront Keigo. Baby Hawks is gonna be a hero, but he won't be able to see his mother anymore. He has to change his name and identity and all that jazz. Another scene that I really enjoyed was the scene where Best Jeanist takes down this villain with a weird purple hairdo. And while some people are pretty hyped to see Best Jeanist, others are not too happy and keen because the heroes are failing and the villains are winning. This trust towards the heroes are at an all-time high. You see this play out where the pro hero Wash is being mistreated by the public, as there seems to be a decrease in heroes. Some of the civilians are not happy with the pro heroes and take matters into their own hands by using these off-the-market type weapons, and they have no training, no knowledge of how to defeat villains, and they're also being injured and it's not looking good. But I do like how not all the civilians are just hating on the heroes and not doing anything about it. I like how some of the civilians are trying to fight back with what they got, so good on them. And things seem to go from bad to worse when the number 9 hero quits being a pro hero. And we also see this statue of All Might with a gloomy grey background, and it now says I am not here, which is such a contrast from how the show began. But of course most of this anger is aimed towards Endeavor, where you see that large crowd outside of the hospital. Despite my mixed feelings towards Endeavor, I do appreciate the doctor giving him some moral support. Of course Endeavor breaks down because he's reflecting on the reveal of Toya and how he just cannot come to fight his own son. It's a pretty heartfelt moment, but a part of me doesn't really feel sorry for him. He kind of caused this mess with Toya, sort of. But this emotional moment is completely cut short with this funny shot of Shoto Todoroki. His family come to meet him and he talks about his heart and his regret, and then his wife sort of walks into the room and wants to talk to him about their son Toya. Overall, this was a pretty intense episode. A lot of emotions were running high. Very dramatic, to be honest with you. I really do like this direction the show is going. I will give this episode a 9 out of 10 and I'll give it an A. Go check it out if you haven't seen it, but tell me, what did you think of this episode? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Like for more anime reactions, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more. Thank you for watching, and as always, a boy Dude Review signing out.